Hello, so today I'm going to be looking at the iSteady Multi from Hohem. It's a stabilizing gimbal for digital cameras. Specifically, this one works great with Sony cameras, but it has various accessories that you can use it with your normal phone and all sorts of things. So I'll show you how it comes out of the box, what it's got inside it, and how to use it. Remember, if the videos are of any use, then please do remember to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications, and also give me a thumbs up, a like, and also pop a comment down the bottom. I'll put the buying link for this product along in the description as well, so you know what equipment that I've used in all of this. So this is what we're looking at, the Hohem iSteady Multi. It's a gimbal that has electric motors in it on all of its axes to hold it steady. So inside the box you have your carrying case, just brighten that up, and inside here, see, I've already had it out, you've got the instructions, you've got two cables. One is to charge the gimbal itself, the other is to control your camera. Now again, this one is specifically going to work with the Sony cameras, so it's got the Sony connector with it, which is effectively from the gimbal connector into micro USB. So inside we have a side handle, we have mini tripod mount, which is actually a really good tripod mount. We have the adjustable bracket. This one is for mobile phones. You can see it's flexy, so your phone would fit in. And then it's got a standard fitting on the bottom. And we've got the two fixing screws, which are the standard size for most camera accessories. We have the mounting bracket, which attaches to the camera itself. That's onto the camera base. And then we've got the main gimbal handle itself with the push button controls, the trigger on the back, and you can see the multi XYZ axis. So the first thing I'll do is I'll get the camera and I'll show you how to attach the camera to it. First of all, I'll show you how to attach a phone onto the mounting bracket, and this is one of the Huawei phones, and you can see all you do is expand it out and it grabs your phone like that. It just expands out. It's not so good sometimes when you've got these covers on them, but they still work fine. So that's one method of gripping the phone, and now I'll show you the other one, which is using the camera itself. In this demo I'm going to be using this. It's the Sony RX100 4K Cybershot camera. A lot of the Sony Cybershots are fairly similar, but a lot of cameras will fit in this as well. All that you're looking for is the standard screw fit on the bottom, which is quite a common feature on most digital cameras. So what we're going to do is, this is the base mounting bracket for the gimbal. What we're going to do, first of all, attach it around about central on here, so we get one of the screw fittings, push that through and screw it into the base of the camera. Now this doesn't need to be mega tight, as you don't want to cause any damage. I mean, the fitting is rubber, so it's going to hold onto your camera with the rubber fitting. Now also on this camera you want to make sure you don't tighten it too tight, so that you can lift your selfie screen up as well. If you do that too tight, it will jam the screen. So there we go. So that's the base attached to the camera. Next step is attach that onto the gimbal itself. So at this point it's whichever way is easiest. You can see it does spin around quite a bit, but you want the front of your camera on the front of the iSteady Multi. If I show you the back of that plate, no lettering. Front of this plate, lettering. So that's the way around we want the camera. You can see we slide that in. As it goes near the top, press the locking lever and let go. And now we've got the camera in a position so it can slide forwards and backwards. Get it around about in the middle, and just for now tighten that, again not too tight, and that just holds it in place. You can see it's now secure in that. And that then takes us on to the first set of setting it up, how to balance the camera, and this is important. Just before I do setting it up and balancing, I'll show you this, which is the tripod, because I'm going to use that because it makes setting it up easier. The tripod simply screws into the bottom of the iSteady Multi, and what that lets you do is place it onto a stable surface like that, which means we can then set the unit up easily without having to hold onto the whole thing whilst we're setting up the balance. So just a couple of points here. Spinning it around this axis, there's the brake stop there. Spin it all the other way, that's one full rotation and a half. So we want to make sure that that piece is around that side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it so you can see a little bit more clearly. So the first axis that we're going to look into is our front and back. So if I show you it from this angle, this is where the camera wants to be stable in this direction. So hold the rest of the arms, and you can see at the moment, if I let go, the camera is tipping forward. So to correct that, we undo our thumb screw that we attached before, slide back slightly, and then you can tighten it up again. And this has got a little bit of trial and error, but you can now see it's balancing a lot closer. If I get the axis right in the middle, it's close enough, which is all you need. So now that we've got that one, what we want to do is we want to work out our left and right, and this is adjusted using this here. So if I push it all the way in, you see immediately it is falling over to the left. Stretch it out all the way across. In this case, it's actually balancing about in that spot. You see, it is a little bit of luck, but if you get it somewhere in the middle, you can see it's almost balancing in its own right. So again, lock that down, and that now is balanced. So what we can do is we can now switch it on and let the motor gimbal itself control it. A little word of note on the controls of this unit. I have found that if you lie it down whilst trying to turn it on or do other functions, it does go into like a sleep mode, and sometimes the only way to bring it out of the sleep mode is to plug the charger lead in. Now I believe this is a safety function and it will come out of that mode, but I've been too impatient to do that, so I haven't done that yet. So first things first, to check the battery status, tap the power button once, and you can see we've got 3 out of 4 lit up, showing that we've got 3 out of 4 battery life remaining, and that's done by just a quick tap. It's just gone down to 2 on our power button. So quick tap is for battery status. To turn the whole unit on, you press and hold the power button and you will see the mode and the Bluetooth lights come on. So if I now do that, mode, and the Bluetooth lights have come on. And if we now look, the unit has actually lifted itself up and put it into position. What I'll do is I'll do that again so you can see the camera get into position. So let's go ahead and turn it on. So remember, long press on the power until the mode and the Bluetooth lights come on. And you can see we've now got the balance correct because the gimbal has lifted the camera into the correct operating position. If it jitters, or cannot lift the camera into position, switch it back off again on the power button and realign using your locking wheel and your positions. It means you haven't got the balance right. But you can see the gimbal is holding its position nice and securely all on its own. As this is a Sony camera and it's compatible with this gimbal for control, what we can do is we can plug the accessory wire in. So the accessory wire goes into this connector here, like so, and it feeds through here and into the socket on the camera here. It's a little bit fiddly because of the angles, but there you can just see it now. Hopefully you can see it. It's where the connector goes in and into the front, and what that'll do is that will allow us to remote control the camera, so you can stop video recording, you can zoom in and zoom out using the camera's functions on the control of your gimbal. So now that's connected, we can turn the gimbal back on, and you can see it's now set up. If we turn the camera on, the camera is now ready, and I can show you by using the adjustment on the gimbal. So here you have telephoto and wide, which is your zoom functions, and by pressing those you can see we're controlling the Sony Cybershot camera. What you can also do is control the recording function. Now if I zoom in and show you the button controls, you can see here on the power button it has 1 dot beside camera, 2 dots beside video recording. So what that means is a quick tap of the power button, it will take a photo. A double tap will start video recording. And now we're recording. Double tap and we stop again. And that's all you need to do to control it. The other control buttons here, this is your mode selector. You can go through each of the modes, and the mode green light flashes to tell you which mode you're in. 1 flash, PF, 2 flash, PTF. I'll go through those in a moment. You can also use this, which is your manual control. I'll show you that. So by using the manual control, you can reposition the gimbal. And this works like a simple joystick. And you can see, because we've got the balance correct, it moves very smoothly through all axes. So very quickly, the different modes. PF stands for pan following. This is the normal mode, so your tilt and roll axis are both locked. The camera is able to move to the left or the right smoothly. This is the normal way you want to do it. If you double tap the function, you see the mode is now flashing twice. this is the pan and tilt following. The roll axis is locked, but the camera is able to move to left and right and tilt up and down. So I'll just demo that. So pan and tilt following, what you'll see is left and right movement. We're still balancing the camera. However, if I tip to look at something below us, the camera tips as well, or goes up. But our left and right are still allowing for motion. So that's the double tap, which is the pan and tilt following mode. The next mode with the triple tap is all locked. The camera stays in its current position. So if I just set that now, 1, 2, 3. The mode is now flashing 3 times, and you'll see the camera is not moving at all. No matter what angle I tip to, the camera is remaining fixed. If you imagine a focal point at this point here, the camera will not deviate from it no matter what the tripod is doing. You see, I can twist it in any direction. The camera does not move. The next mode is the quarter tap. So I press it 4 times rapidly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the mode light flashes once in a very slow sequence. In this mode, tilt axis, roll axis and pan axis all follow. So if I show you that, the camera, you can see, is tipping with me. And again, it's tipping with me. Front, tipping, back, tipping, and rotating. So what this allows you to do is film as though you were holding it normally in your hand, but the gimbal is smoothing out all of your movements. So it would give a very fluidic motion for any movement that you did. This is quite a useful function because it also allows you to move and film whatever you want in any angle, but nice and smoothly. The camera keeps moving in a very slow, smooth movement. The final function listed is a long press of the button, which I'm not going to do. This is a calibration mode. You should only use that if after you've set the camera up and you have it balanced and turn it on, it cannot maintain the position of your camera. So I didn't find I needed to do this. Out of the box, it worked straight away without needing calibration. So hopefully yours will be the same. And there we have it. So that is my quick review of the iSteady Multi. Now I think it's actually quite an impressive bit of kit. I've been trying it and I'm going to record some footage now and I'll add it on at the end of the video so you can see it in actual use, walking around, trying to do some shooting and that kind of thing. But it's certainly really easy to use. Once you've got the initial setup and the balance of the unit working, it works perfectly. So what I'll do is I'll record some footage now and you can take a look and see what you think. And do remember, if you've enjoyed the video, please do pop a like down at the bottom, and also remember to subscribe for some more videos, reviews and other bits and pieces. So hope to see you next time. that's all for this video. So I'll see you next time on the channel. Please remember to subscribe. I'll see you in another video.